Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm finally home. I was gone for a minute, and I've been home for a couple days now. I did stream last night, so anybody that made it to that, thank you. I appreciate you hanging out. But I thought I would go ahead and make a video real quick, just talking about a little bit of the stuff that happened while I was gone, and then my thoughts on 2020 and all that stuff. So the balance patch dropped on the day that I left. I flew out on the 19th, and they dropped a patch that day, which drove me a little bit crazy, because I thought, one day earlier I could have made a video on it. But there wasn't a ton to go over. It was they did change a lot of champs, and they made some of them a little more interesting. They gave Black Knight a little bit of love. He could probably still use a little bit more, but there wasn't anything super game changing in there. I think my favorite part of it was the Jingle Hunter change. I've always been a big fan of Jingle Hunter. I think he's a really cool champ. I thought he was really interesting, and I used him a lot in my first account, or earlier in the game when I had him. But my big complaint with him was that he didn't proc the freeze enough. It made it it was hard enough to set him up to get that kill, but then he would rarely proc the freeze, and that was my big complaint. So they fixed it where now he's got a much higher chance of proccing the freeze. So I think he'd be a lot of fun to use. And if I didn't have going on what I have going on now, I'd probably go back and build him, but I'm a little beyond needing him at this point. But pretty decent little balance patch overall, I have to say. They showed some love to a few champs that needed it, bumped up some base speeds here and there. And then there was the champ training event that is, akin to a monthly or a daily login type thing. And when it first came out, it was awful. You had to be perfect, log in every day. And then they made a change to it, and now you can do it in like 16 days. I think you can miss like 6 to 7 days now or something like that, which is much better. It's a little bit unreasonable to demand that your players log in every single day to finish something. I'm not opposed to having, the core rewards and then some bonus reward for anybody that is able to log in every day. But, people have lives, and expecting them to be able to log in and do something every day is kind of rough. So bonuses for the people that can, but everybody should still be able to get the good stuff. So I thought the changes were great, actually. I have nothing bad to say about it. I think they did a really good job with that. I think the rewards are nice. The gems are a little bit low. Other than that, you get some shards, you get some energy, you get some gear. It's not a bad event, honestly. It does not make up for the fact that we still don't have regular daily login rewards. But as far as events go, independently of anything else, I do think that that's really cool. I think they did a good job with it. I think the change was a really good move. It shows that they're not completely tone deaf, at least in that regard, and they're willing to make changes. And I think it's a good look, and it does give me a little bit of optimism going into the new year. So we will see what that breeds. I've had optimism before with Plarium, and they have not done well with it. So we will see. And that kind of brings us into what is 2020 gonna bring? What does it need to bring? This is a big year. This is the second year that this game's gonna be out, and this is the year they really need to start to figure this stuff out. They had kind of a rough first year as far as the dedicated player base is concerned. If you look at the money and you look at the the impact they had on YouTube, all the advertising stuff, they had a good year in a lot of ways. They were nominated for some awards, and the game grew at a crazy rate. I'm sure they made a bunch of money. There's a lot of praise around the game. In a lot of ways, they had a great year, and in some ways, they had a really, really bad year. So what they should do is try to duplicate the good things and fix the bad things. And I really hope that that's what they do this year, because, again, I do love the game, and I would love to see it do well. There's just some things they need to change about the way that they approach things. And changing this event the way that they did is a really good start. Like I said, I'm happy with that move. So it's a big year. I think they can't really ruin it for me at this point. I do like the game a lot, and I'm enjoying playing it and the content. But I really just I like the community, I think, more than the game. As I've said before, the content creators and the viewers and people that engage and all that. I just have a blast here, man. I really love you guys and the other content creators. Just get a kick out of it. So I'll be here. They can't ruin my year. I'm good. I'm sure they'll frustrate me a time or two, but I'm cool. I'm cool with it. So I'm interested. To see. I think we'll get some new factions, hopefully some new content, more balance patches. Maybe some tweaks along the way that sort of make free-to-play be able to do a little more. Maybe free-to-play can start to get to these level 20 dungeons and do some things by the end of the year. You know, it is their second year. There's a lot of stuff to iron out, so we'll see. As far as my content is concerned, I think, you know, I'm not usually a big New Year's resolution guy, but I think one of my, I'm doing them this year, and because, you know, it just kind of happened to be this time of year when I decided I finally wanted to start doing some things. So as far as my content goes, I really want to push the limits of what it is I think I'm capable of this year. I really want to do some different stuff. I really want to express myself differently and, like I said, push the boundaries of what I'm capable of in this room with what I have or whatever I end up buying throughout the year. But just what can I do in this little office? What types of stuff can I really do in here? So I'm really excited for that. I got a lot of ideas that I'm gonna have to stew on for a little bit and see what I can do with them. But I am very excited about that. And non-raid related New Year's resolutions for anybody that cares. I'm going to learn Japanese this year. I've been saying for years I wanted to learn another language, and I just keep not doing it. So I started this morning. It's going to be part of my morning routine. I'm going to wake up and do my courses, and I'm going to be able to speak some Japanese soon. So that's exciting. Of course, get it back in shape and stay in shape. I'm good at getting in shape. I generally stay in pretty good shape, but I want to be in the best shape I've ever been in this year. And I want to maintain it throughout the year. So we're going to do that and play my instruments more. You know, I've kind of neglected my musical instruments. I really want to do more with the music this year. So just do more. That's really the theme. Improve myself, do more, be better. Stop saying I want to do things and just do them. So, you know, nothing like a subscriber milestone I want to hit or anything like that, because I think it's unhealthy to set resolutions for things you don't have any control over, and I can't control how many people hit the subscribe button, so I think that would just drive me nuts if I really wanted to push for something like that. So I'm just gonna do my thing. I can only do what I can do. I make content that I like, and as long as I'm happy with my content, that's all I can ask for. So anything beyond that is a bonus. And other than that's kind of the gist of it. That's my thoughts on everything. Kind of, you know, not much going on. This isn't a super raid oriented video. Just kind of an update, introduction to 2020 type thing. So, what do you guys have planned for 2020? I would like to hear you guys' resolutions for 2020. If you're finally doing something you've been thinking about for a while, or you know, whatever it is. I heard a lot of people in the stream last night say, play raid less, spend less money on raid, stuff like that. So I'll be interested to hear what you guys have planned for 2020, both raid related and not raid related. And, you know, maybe we can kind of hold each other accountable to some extent. You know, you guys can hold each other accountable in the comments, and I can kind of stay on top of it. And you can also let me know, like, hey, you working out? I don't see them shoulders getting any bigger. Say something in Japanese, you know, you can hold me accountable too. So that's it. Again, thank you guys so much for the support last year. Last year was crazy. As I've said many times, I'm still not over it. Even the support while I was in Mexico, the numbers just kept going up. The engagement stayed. And you guys are just killer, man. I appreciate it so much. Got so many new Patreons and Twitch subs and all of that stuff. It's just insane to me, and I really do appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to 2020. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for everything, and let's do it. Let's kill this fucking year, man. I'm stoked. So have a good one, guys.